Wizard 101 is a popular MMO game that came out back in 2008. You probably remember it as a child playing this shit and obviously dropping it because maybe the paywall, I don't know. But this game has a lot of potential and it still hasn't reached it, which is sad. Wizard 101 in its current state is a good game. It has good mechanics. It has that cool card system of being a wizard and whatnot. It has all those schools that brings uniqueness to the game. It has decent story. It has good music. It has good accessories and whatnot to keep you playing with all the in-game purchases that we all know and love. And for some reason, this game has never reached its true potential that only the people who've been playing for 10 plus years know that it has. And I'm gonna explain why it hasn't reached its potential for whatever reason, because this game has so much potential. So this is why Wizard 101 has yet to make its peak and may never will. Now, the biggest issue with Wizard 101 is the early ass paywall you get in Wizard City. I can understand why you would want to pay to play only a portion of a world as a player. Like, do you realize how many players have been pulled off of the game just because of that? And I don't blame them that they did. I don't know how my dumbass kid ass somehow decided, okay, let me pay for one part of fucking Wizard City, which somehow made sense to me as a fucking, I don't even know how old I was, like 7-year-old or some shit. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably the biggest issue, and the first issue that I always think is the paywalls all over. I feel like they could be prevented, and it definitely bring a lot more players, and overall would benefit the game more than just getting as much money as possible. You know what I mean? So yeah. Now the paywall brings me up to the next point of this video, Wizard City. Wizard City is the start of the game. That's what you expect to learn everything in the game. That's what sets you up for the rest of the game, and that's what makes you want to play this game more, right? That's the point, right? But Wizard City has a certain thing that pisses me the fuck off. For some reason, KingsIsle's smartasses, after 13 years of this game coming out, literally the 13th birthday was like a couple days ago, they still haven't realized that for some reason you shouldn't put the rest of Wizard City free. I will never understand this. Why would you make the world where the players are supposed to enjoy and understand why they like the game have paywall so early on? Apparently, I've heard that it's only a couple hours of gameplay. I don't know, I've never counted it, but a couple hours of gameplay before you get hit by that paywall for Cyclops Lane and Firecat Alley. That shit is stupid as hell, bro. That's just the worst business decision of all time. I swear KingsIsle has half a brain. I don't know who worked. People who work there have half a brain for that. It seems like it's something that maybe changed in the future, because apparently they talked about it in the KI Live. But I hope this is changed, because this is one of the things that holds Wizard 101 hella back, like so back. It holds them back completely because it's the most simple thing. Wizard City is the starting world. That's where you set yourself up, and for some reason that isn't free, which makes no sense. Another big problem holding Wizard 101 back is the lack of advertising. New players are the most important thing to this game. That's the most important thing, is to get people playing this game. And this game will never grow if the advertisements nowadays that we see are just on side of websites, like it's some kind of scam fucking game. Like, you know those like shitty MMO ads on the fucking side of sites and shit? Like, oh, you want to be a wizard and shit like that. That shit's the best you get from Wizard 101. A game that makes so much money, like literally makes so much money. Back then, in like 10 years ago, Wizard 101 used to have commercial ads, which for some reason they stopped doing. So they have so much money, they're probably making so much money, and they can't invest in proper ads to make the fucking game grow, bro. They just won't do the commercial ads. I swear it's been at least 8 years since the last fucking commercial ad from Wizard 101. Like, really? It's 13 years old, and that's how long it's been since a fucking Wizard 101 ad. They pushed it so hard in the beginning of the game, but eventually they're just like, okay, we got a player base, so let's just siphon the money out and, hey, not give a shit. Just put the little side ads on fucking shitty websites and hope everyone clicks through. It's just horrible, bro. I swear, this company sometimes just, I feel like they dead ass have half a brain. So I don't know. That's one of the big problems, bro. The advertising needs to be upped. I don't know what they gotta do to that, but they gotta invest money into that so this game can actually grow for once. Now this one's a little bit of a smaller issue, but I do believe that paid PvP is gotta be pretty stupid to have, because it doesn't really make sense to make PvP paid when there's obviously practice. Sure, there's practice to play, I guess that's free, but still, why would just the ranked version be paid? That literally makes no sense. I've never seen a game actually do that. I don't think many MMOs do that either. And also, it's super weird that that's the case when you can do tourneys for free and stuff, and you could do like turn-based tourneys for free. It doesn't really make sense. And then there's also Beast Moon and stuff like that that's free as well. So I don't know. Paid PvP doesn't really make sense, bro. I feel like PvP should definitely be free, because PvP is really the future of the game, as much as people want to say it isn't, because people are obsessed with Beast Moon or just PvEing all day. I was like that too, but once you play PvP, you understand that's really the future of the game. And if you're gonna have the future of the game for some reason be paid when it's just ranked player on player action, it's a little stupid. I never thought having a multiplayer game where you verse another player you'd have to pay for, that a membership would have to be involved, or you pay the crowns to do it. So yeah, that's one thing I would love to have changed, but it's not the biggest priority, to be fair. I don't think this is the aspect of Wizard 101 that everyone literally agrees with, because the game is just way too grindy, bro. If we're being honest, bro, this game is too grindy. I like grinding games. I like grinding games. I think it's fun, They have to grind for the stuff you get in the game, but like, holy shit, this game can be grindy. Like, goddamn, like from like getting the Dragoon gear, that shit is fucking annoying, bro. And it correlates to the PvP thing again. PvP, the reason why PvP doesn't succeed as much is because how much you have to grind for the gear, right? You need Dragoon gear because there is a needed set for it. When it comes to PvE, it really doesn't matter, because you could just use like Malister gear to like level 170. I don't know when that shit's gonna come on, but I'm pretty sure it will still work out. But when it comes to PvP, you have to grind for that Dragoon gear, and Dragoon gear is a pain in the ass, bro. And I feel like there's other things that are just so grindy. Like one thing was like getting key bosses and stuff. This, like, you literally had to grind for the keys, then use the keys to fight the boss, and then maybe not even get what you want, and then yeah, that's it. It just sucks. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's just like it's too much grind, to be honest. I do feel like the drop rates should be like high, like they should be higher in most cases, because god damn it, like, and also crafted gear like should be easier, because god, Dragoon's gear, it's hard, bro. And like, I don't know, that's just how I feel. I don't know if everyone else feels the same way. I think some people are okay with the hella grindiness of the game, but I do feel the game should be a little less grindy, to be honest. And when you look at the grindiness of a game and you show that to a new player, and that's obviously, again, that's the way to go, people don't want to play that. People don't want to be too grindy, because at the end of the day, they're only going to play the game if it's fun and it's a little bit of grind, right? Because they know what they're getting into when they're playing an online MMO that has membership fees. It's gonna be grindy, but like, it shouldn't be that grindy, right? Because as a new player, you don't want to go through that. You just want to have fun playing the game. You don't want to be upset grinding a boss 100 times. Like, I swear, I've heard from people, like friends and stuff on the game, that they've grinded so much for like the Ring of Ushper and shit, and that's a gold key boss. And bro, if it's a gold key boss, the drop rate should be good. You have to grind for the key first thing. It doesn't make sense to me. So I think the biggest thing here is just like, bro, they gotta make the drop rates better for all these grindy tasks you have in the game, because then as a new player, you like that better, because it's more pleasing to come in and play this game, because getting the gear and getting set up doesn't take your whole fucking lifetime. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the grindiness of this game. Now, I don't know how many times I'm gonna say it, but this is a huge one again. It's a huge one. Like I said like 3 times before, but pay to win in this game, Wizard 101, is kind of crazy. Like, there's certain things that are so pay to win, it's just upsetting, man. It's just so upsetting. Because when it comes to, I think the biggest thing when it comes to pay to win is that, especially against PvP, I think that's where the biggest problem occurs when it comes to pay to win in general. So one of the big things that has been introduced recently has been spellments, and spellments are probably the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst of the pay to win list of this game, because you need to, if you have the spellments, if you have the money, you can get insane benefits and insane cards just by spending money onto it. And there is no, again, listen, I would be fine if there's a farming option, but there literally is no option. The only option to get these amazing cards is to freaking pay crowns. One I could think of is Nautilus, right? Nautilus is pretty cracked, right? I think maximum gives two blades to you or some shit. But anyways, it's really good, and you can only get that if you pay money, and it's a little crazy, right? And also things like motorists and whatnot. Motorists is something you gotta pay for. It's not as bad because the drop rate's not too bad, but still you gotta pay to win that. You have to pay to win that. See, most of the pay to win things really retain to PvP use of the time, because PvP is really where it's at in terms of paying to win because you pay to win against that other player, right? When it comes to PV, PV is easy. Come on, it's never gonna be a problem where you need to pay to win. But things like that really just create problems in the game. Also one more thing: the mounts, the stat mounts. Like, brother, why are there stat mounts that I don't know if you can farm them? I actually don't have any idea if you can farm them, but I don't think you can. And for some reason, there are stat mounts where it gives you like 3 extra damage, 3 pip chance. I've seen one that gets pierce, accuracy. It's a little crazy, bro. Why is that a thing? Like, why is that a thing that exists in the first place? I don't think it should exist in the first place, but if it does exist, since it does exist, they should hopefully have a farming option, but I have no idea if they do. Pay to win is all over this game, like all over this game. I mean, the whole sentiment of the game is that you need membership to play it, so that's a little pay to win. And yeah, I mean, it's just how it is in this game. Like, you kind of need crowns for a lot of the things, right? A lot of the best things will have crowns, but anyways, for the most part, they're okay with this. Other than the Spellments thing is the biggest pay to win thing they've done ever, and it's so recent. It's super disgusting that it even exists. It's like that, but like for the gear and stuff, it's okay because there's always alternatives. Like if for motorists, you could always use Dragoon's Robe, you know. So like that's one example. So there are alternatives for certain other things. So yeah, but when it comes to Spellments, that's probably the biggest pay to win thing is. But in general, this game has a lot of pay to win shit that really needs to change. Certain things, especially the Spellment thing. I think that's my biggest point here. Is the Spellment is a big problem. The Spellments are a huge problem because you get good cards. First of all, you have to unlock the card, and then you can only upgrade it through fucking opening packs. So yeah, it's a little pay to win. No, it's super pay to win. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but this is a big part that is hurting the game. The game needs to be more accessible for just farming in terms of, especially the Spellment part of this game. When a game like Wizard 101 is literally 13 years old and was made in 2008, it kinda needs to upgrade its graphics as it goes to keep appeasing to the new player base and the new updated graphics for that generation of each year. But there's been a certain problem with Wizard 101 as been going. It's never really upgraded its graphics, and it's been running on the same engine. Apparently, just before, like, I don't know, this year, it was running on 32-bit, which is pretty insane to think about. So basically, the one thing the King's Law people never want to put effort into is the graphics. To be honest, they took so long to upgrade the Wizard City graphics. I swear they upgraded that thing like 3-4 years ago. That means it took them like 7-8 years to upgrade the graphics for once, which is kind of insane to think about. And they finally did it, and it looks good. And the new worlds have good graphics as well. But the problem is that they still have the middle worlds, the worlds that have bad graphics still, which it just doesn't flow nice. It doesn't make sense, because why is Wizard City graphics so good and all the characters have like nice animations and stuff, but then the middle is just okay, the graphics aren't that great. Like, imagine as a new player seeing that the middle of the graphics aren't as good, okay, and then gets in the newer worlds, it gets better, but that just doesn't make sense, right? So I don't know, I feel like an overhaul into bettering the graphics is probably one of the number one priorities in my opinion that they should have with this game, because holy shit, in these upgrades, like, I know it's hard to do it, but I swear these guys are making enough money, bro. They definitely are making enough money. If I could find a stat, I think there was a stat, and I haven't seen it, but like I have to see it, but I know they're making a lot of money, so they could easily somehow do this, but I don't know if they ever will, because in time or not, because I feel like they're just gonna be lazy and just leave it off. But they need to upgrade the graphics to keep people appeased and just want to play the game, because I don't know, graphics aren't that serious to me, but I feel like to a lot of people it is. So you really have to just, you know, appease those people. And you know, graphics isn't for me. When I played stuck with this game, there was shitty graphics the whole time before they even upgraded anything. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I just think graphics matter a lot to a lot of other people, so they should definitely consider updating them at some point for all the other worlds that haven't been updated at all yet. And that's why I think that Wizard 101 has not reached its potential and may never will. But I just had to make this video because I got a lot of love for this game. I feel like this game had so much potential. I always thought that. I always thought this game would be a lot bigger than it is. It's a big game, don't get me wrong, but it's not big as big as it should be, to be honest. It's a great game, great stuff all around, but it's just like, and it's also very addicting. I just want to say that it's very addicting. I've been playing this shit way too long. So yeah, I mean, the game's good, but like, it could just be so much better. It just could be so much better, and it could just be more popular. It has that potential. It has what it needs to do that, and they're taking good steps towards it. Kingsdown nowadays have been listening to their fans a little bit more, have been taking some steps towards it, but there still is a long way to go. So I think that's been the video, bro. It's been your boy Use, bro. I appreciate if you watch this video, bro. Like and subscribe if you want to, bro. Check out my Twitch or my Twitch or my Twitter if you want, because I be streaming on Twitch and I be streaming Wizard 1. So yeah, so it's been your boy Use, and I'll see you later.